Welcome back, everybody. Are you ready to see Lou read me an email? I wait all night just for this segment. I don't know why. I kind of do.
Sweet. That's sweet.
I know it is, isn't it?
It is.
This has been an interesting evening.
Yes, it has.
A lot of kind of sad calls.
Yeah, it's a rough time for everyone, I guess.
Well, it's a rough time, but also, you know, it's one thing to lose money. It's another thing to lose trust and love, like one of our callers. Yeah. But anyway, okay, what are you going to do?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
I'm going to read email.
That's right, you are, and I'm going to answer it.
Great. All right, from Ben in Connecticut. A very dear friend has made me one of his major beneficiaries. I can't tell you with any certainty what the amount is, but it's somewhere between $500,000 and $9 million. He mentioned to me that my share is currently stipulated in his will, but after reading one of your books, the idea of probate fees and inheritance taxes frightened me. Living in Connecticut should add an extra burden to it. I mentioned trust to him, but couldn't fully explain why they were better than wills. What do we both need to know about such a large inheritance and the best way to handle it?
Yeah, well, the main thing you need to know is this is a really, really, really good friend, and I would not do anything to upset him if I were you. Here's the thing. A trust, a living revocable trust that I always talk about on the Suze Orman Show, cannot, and I repeat, cannot help you with inheritance taxes. Inheritance tax, estate tax, is what you owe currently this year on any amount that is left from somebody's estate above $3.5 million. Next year, if he happened to die next year, any amount of money that he leaves or anybody leaves anybody, regardless of your relationship, is estate tax-free. But in the year 2011, unless they change these laws, it goes back to $1 million. So anything over currently $1 million in the year 2011, estate tax will be owed, and there is nothing really that can be done about it in a situation such as yours, especially if he is a single man. Now, here's the thing. There's estate tax, and then there's probate. Probate is where a living revocable trust, living, you do it while you're alive, revocable, he can change his mind, trust the name of the document, is where this type of document comes to play. Why? Because all these assets now are in his name. He dies. His will says you're to get $9 million. I'm going to be hopeful for you. Let's say it's $9 million. All right, the assets are in his name. How do those assets get from his name to your name? A lawyer usually has to take his will, that little piece of paper, down to court. The judge has to validate that, in fact, you're to get $9 million. How does anybody know that you didn't write that piece of paper? So they have to authenticate or validate the will. Then the judge will sign your friend's name for him, since he's dead, on these assets from him over to you. That little procedure is known as probate. Probate can be as much as 3, 4, 5% of the amount of money of the assets being probated. If it were set up in a living revocable trust, it does not go through probate. It designates immediately, because they take the steps while he's alive to transfer that into the trust held for his life while he's alive, your life, and everybody else he's leaving it for after he's died. No probate. So that little step alone could save, in a case like this, hundreds and hundreds, maybe even $1 million in probate fees. So he needs to learn about living revocable trust. I just have to say one other thing. You know why? Probably his lawyer doesn't want to let this guy know about trust. Who do you think gets those probate fees? The lawyer. So it's trust is something that everybody should have, and I keep talking about it.
So Ben shouldn't be scared necessarily, but
here's the worst case scenario.
Right.
Somebody's leaving him $9 million. Right. He's got $4.5 million after estate tax. He's got to pay probate fees on it. Who cares?
Right.
Who cares, Ben? It's still more money than you were getting anyway, but it's a shame that all of that money has to go for probate fees. Right. When it didn't have to. Estate tax, well, you're just going to have to pay it no matter what. The estate pays it, actually, and then what's ever left goes to the beneficiaries. Do you have a living revocable trust?
You know, I have your kit, and I just never got to it. I just don't have it. I just didn't.
People,
but I don't, you know.
Wait, did you just see this? He's smiling. Wait, I want you all to look at him.
Because I've had it for like a year.
What's the matter with you?
I don't know. I started doing it, and I just got, I don't know. It was late, and yeah, exactly. I was just
you
like,
don't care. Yeah, all right, fine. No problem.
All right, but I'll get to it.
Well, get to it. Get off my set.
All right, sorry.
He doesn't have a trust. Get off my set. If you think he's not going to hear about that after this show closes tonight, I'm here to tell you he most certainly is. Do you have my will and trust set that we have given to you many times on this show free? Have you downloaded it and have you not done it? If you haven't done it and something happens, shame on you. Do you hear me? So until next Saturday night, you have 1 week from right now to make sure you get everything in order. You make sure that you have wills, you have trust. You're saying to me, Susie, but I didn't ever download it. Fine, go to my website, click on Will and Trust Kit. See where it says that? Put in the password, People First. And guess what? You can download it, and now none of you have any excuses. So when I see you next Saturday night, you're going to have done it all. Do you hear me? But until then, there's only one thing that I really want you to remember when it comes to your money, and it's this. People first, then money, then things. Now go and make yourself safe.
The power of CNBC in the palm of your hand. Free real-time quotes, top stories, market data, and now pre-market indicators. Go to mobile.cnbc.com. CNBC. Anytime, anywhere.